Hi everyone, in this video we'll go through few problems on arithmetic progressions. We will cover these two problems in this video. Let's solve this particular problem where it states that a person buys every year bank's cash certificate of value exceeding the last year's purchase by rupees 500. Basically, a person buys a certificate, from the bank. A person buys a certificate from the bank and every year he buys it. Every year he buys the certificate, and that is he puts 500 rupees more every year, right, compared to the previous year. So for example, say first year he buys it for say 1000 rupees, right? Second year he'll increase 500 rupees. Third year he'll take this 1500 and again increase it by 500. Now fourth year what he'll do is, this is 2000, right? So he'll take 2000 and again increase it by 500. So this way every year he'll purchase the certificate and puts extra 500 rupees compared to the previous year. So first year he put 1000, second year he'll put 1500, third year he'll put 1500 plus 500. Fourth year he'll take 2000 rupees from the third year plus 500, right? This is how he goes, right? Now if you look at this is purely an arithmetic progression, right? So every year you see there is an increase, there is a constant increase of 500 rupees, right? There is a constant increase of 500 rupees compared to the previous year's purchase value. Now after 15 years, he finds that the total value of the certificates purchased by him is rupees 82,500. Now what this means is, he will keep on doing this for 15 years, right? He'll keep on purchasing certificates from the bank for 15 years, and after 15 years you will see the total value of the certificates is 82,500 rupees, right? This is the value. Now what we have to do is, we have to find the value of the certificates purchased by him in the first year. So we should first know in the first year how much did he buy the certificate for. Here I assume 1000, just to give an example, right? I assume 1000, but we'll have to find the actual value here. We have to find first year's value. What is first term? First term is A. We'll have to find A. And you'll have to find it in 10th year. That is 10th year, what was the value, right? In 10th year, that is T10. You'll have to find T10. So 500 rupees is the difference. This is the difference because he's adding 500 extra every year. So let's first write what we know. Difference we know. Difference is D, which is 500 rupees, right? We know 15 years. 15 years means what? N. N is 15 years. Year. Number of years. It's similar to number of terms, right? In arithmetic progression, N is number of terms. Here, instead of terms, it's years, right? 15 years. So N is 15. The total value of the certificates is 82,500. Total value means what? Total means what? It is sum. Sum. We know SN or S15 here because N is 15. So S15 is equal to 82,500 rupees, right? So we have put in everything that we know from the question. Now what we'll have to find out? We'll have to find first year, we'll have to find A. We'll have to find 10th year, we'll have to find T10. These two things we'll have to find. Now we know the sum. So let's start with sum formula. What is sum formula? Sum formula is Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L. Correct? This is the sum formula. Now let's substitute. We'll also have to use term formula. See, arithmetic progression is very easy. There are only two formulas, sum formula and term formula, right? So we'll write the term formula also, which is A plus n minus 1 into D. Now using these two formulas, we can answer this question, right? Now we'll substitute. N is 15, we know that. A, we don't know. L, now what is L here? L is the last term, right? L is last term. Last term means whatever he has invested in the last year, that we need to figure out. What is the last year's investment? That is, in the last year, how much did he purchase the certificate for? Right? Because he keeps on continuing from first year, second year, third year, fourth year. He keeps on incrementing 500, right? So in the last year, how much you would have purchased it for? So that we'll have to find out. Last term. We know the last term is 15 because 15th year is his last year of investment, right? After 15 years. So T15 is A. A is first term. We don't know. We know N. N is 15 year. 15 minus 1. Difference, do we know? Yes, difference is 500. So we'll write this as A plus 14 into 500. 14 into 500 is 7,000. Okay. So A plus 7,000 is the last term. What we'll do, now we'll come back to this particular formula. We will substitute last term with this particular value because T15 is the last term. So we'll substitute here. So it's going to be 82,500 is equal to 15 by 2. We don't know A. We will put last term substitution. We'll put this as last term. A plus 7,000. So we'll get 15 by 2, 2A plus 7,000. Now, let me shift to this side and multiply. I'll get 165,000 is equal to 15 into 2A plus 7,000. So 15 into 2A is 30A. 15 into 7 is 105 and 3 zeros. Right? Now let me shift this one here. So I'll get 165,000 minus 105,000 is equal to 30A. Now this is going to be 60,000 is equal to 30A, which means, let me shift 30 this side. So it will become 60,000 by 30 is equal to A. So it will be 2,000. A is equal to 2,000 rupees. So we got the first term. That means in the first year, a person has purchased the certificate for 2,000 rupees. So we got the first year value. Now let's find the 10th year. So we'll have to find 10th year, right? Part B of the question, 10th year. So we'll write it as T10. T10 is, what is the formula? A plus N minus 1 into D. A, we got it as 2,000 rupees. N is 10 now because we have to find 10th year. So N is 10. 10 minus 1 into difference. Difference is 500. So this will become 2,000 plus 9 into 500 is equal to T10. That is 2,000 plus 4,500. That is T10 is 6,500 rupees. Right? So the 10th year, you would have bought the cash certificate for 6,500 rupees, right, in 10th year. Let's take this particular example. There's a person called as Imrez who buys a used car for rupees 1.5 lakhs. He pays 1 lakh cash and agrees to pay the balance in annual installments of rupees 5,000 plus 8% interest on the unpaid amount. How much will the car cost for him? Now, what this question means is, this person Imrez, he has bought a used car, second-hand car, for rupees 1.5 lakhs. He pays 1 lakh cash. That is, when he buys the car, he pays 1 lakh in advance, right? And the remaining 50,000, right, there is still balance of 50,000. That he pays in installments. So that means annual installments. So every year, annual means yearly. So every year he'll pay installments of rupees 5,000. So every year he is paying 5,000 rupees. Along with 5,000 rupees, he also has to pay interest of 8% on the unpaid amount. That is on the balance amount, right? On the balance amount, he has to pay 8% interest with 5,000 rupees of installment. Now, what is the final car price? Obviously, it's going to increase, right? It's not going to be 1.5 lakhs. It's going to be more than 1.5 lakhs because he's paying interest every year. Every year he'll be paying interest. So now, we'll first write what we know. Initial payment, that is the payment that he makes in advance. Initial payment is 1 lakh. Right? And total we know. Total cost of the car is 1,50,000. Now he pays 1 lakh. So what is the balance amount? What is the balance unpaid amount? Balance unpaid amount is 50,000. Right? 1.5 lakhs minus 1 lakh is 50,000 is what he has to pay. Per year he pays 5,000 rupees with 8% interest on remaining amount. Let's take first year, right? Let's take first year. First year he'll pay 5,000 rupees plus 8% interest. 8% means 8 by 100. What is 8%? It's 8 by 100 because it's percent. 8% into the balance amount. Right? Now what is the balance amount? Balance amount is 50,000. He's still making the first payment, right? First payment, he has 50,000 left. So balance is 50,000. So how much do we get when we calculate? So we'll get 5,000 plus 4,000, which is 9,000. 9,000 rupees he pays in the first year. Now let's do it for the second year. Similarly, let's find it for the second year. Right? Now second year, again he'll pay 5,000. Right? Plus 8% interest on the balance amount. Now what is the balance amount? Here he has paid 5,000. Here he has paid 5,000 already. So what is the balance now? From 50,000, deduct 5,000, right? 50,000 minus 5,000, which is 45,000. So balance is 45,000 here, right? Because in the first year he paid 5,000. So balance is 45,000. So now let's calculate. We'll get 5,000 plus 3,000. 3,600 we'll get. So this is going to be 8,600 rupees. Right? So in the second year he's paying 8,600. Let's do the same thing for third year. For third year, again he'll pay 5,000 rupees plus 8%, 8 by 100 into balance amount. Now what is balance amount? He has paid 5,000 in the second year. He has paid 5,000 in the first year. So what is the balance? 50,000 minus 10,000. He has paid 5,000 and 5,000 in 2 years, which is 10,000. So what is the balance? Balance is 40,000. So I'll put 40,000 here. I'll get 5,000 plus 3,200, which is 8,200. So in the third year I have paid 8,200 with interest, right? Now let's stop it here, right? Let's stop it here. We need to find out what? What do we need to find out? We need to find the cost price. That is, Total cost. If you see, he's paying 5,000 every year with interest. Right? Now we'll have to start calculating. First year 9,000, second year 8,600, third year 8,200. It goes on, and finally, how much is that you would have totally paid? Right? Actual balance amount is 50,000, but it's going to be more than 50,000 that you will pay because of the interest charges. What is the total amount is what we need to calculate. Now you see that there is a difference here. First year 9,000, second year 8,600, third year 8,200. Let's write this down. If you notice, it becomes an arithmetic progression now. First year he paid 9,000, second year he pays 8,600, third year he pays 8,200. He goes on till n. I don't know what n terms is. That is how many years, right? And what is the last term? I don't know. What is that in the last year he'll pay? I don't know, right? But this is how the AP looks. So now, what is the difference in this series? What is difference here? Difference between this and this? Difference is 8,600 minus 9,000, which is minus 400. Remember, always take the second term minus first term, third term minus second term. Take the previous term, right? Otherwise, if you take it as 9,000 minus 8,600, you will get plus 400, which is wrong. You will have to take it as 8,600 minus 9,000, which is minus 400, right? This plus and minus, if we get confused, the answer is going to be wrong. So always take second term minus first term. Okay. So D is difference is minus 400. First term we know A is 9,000 rupees. What is N? Do we know N? This is the number of terms. Number of terms, right? We don't know how many terms, right? But we can find out. We can find out N. How? He is paying 5,000 every year, right? He is paying 5,000 per year. Balance, he needs to pay 50,000. 1 lakh is already paid, but he has to pay 50,000 as the balance. So if he is paying 5,000 per year, to pay 50,000, how many years does he need? He needs 10 years, right? That is 50,000 by 5,000, right? It's going to be 10 years. So he needs 10 years. So basically N is 10. N is 10. What is it we have to find out now? We'll have to find Sn. What is Sn? The final value, final cost price of the car is going to be 1,50,000 plus the interest amount, right? Now that is nothing but Sn. Remember one thing, in this arithmetic progression he has made 1 lakh as the initial investment. So let's not forget that 1 lakh. 1 lakh he has paid. Then after that he is paying 9,000, 8,600, 8,200 and so on. Right? Do not take 1 lakh as the first term. Do not take it. First term is always 9,000 itself. But 1 lakh is what he is made as an initial investment. We'll have to add this 1 lakh to this Sn. Right? Now, what is Sn formula? Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L. N we know 10 by 2. A we know 9,000 rupees. Don't take it as 1 lakh, 9,000 rupees. This is the first term that we had got here. 9,000 rupees. Right? 9,000 rupees. Last term we don't know. Right? And we don't know Sn. So we'll have to use the term formula. Right? What is the term formula? Term formula is A plus n minus 1 into D. A is 9,000. We'll have to find T10. This is the last term, last year. Right? Last year is 10th year. T10. 10 minus 1. N is 10. 10 minus 1 into difference. What is difference? Difference is minus 400. So it will be 9,000 plus 9 into minus 400, which is 9,000 minus 3,600 rupees, which is 5,400. 5,400 rupees is the last year's payment. right? So let's substitute here. 5 into 10 by 2 is 5. 9,000 plus L. This is L. Last term. 5,400. Basically, if you go to the series, the last term is 5,400 rupees in this series. Right? 5,400 is the last term. 5,400. So now let's calculate. So I'll get 72,000. So SN is 72,000 rupees. Now this is what he pays in 10 years. Right? S10 is 72,000 rupees. But we need to give the total cost. Total cost is equal to, we have to include 1 lakh that he paid earlier as advance. 1 lakh plus 72,000 is 1,72,000 is what he has paid finally. 1,72,000 rupees. Right? This is what he has paid. Total cost of the car. So with this, we have come to the end of this particular video. If you have found this video useful, do press a like and share it. Thank you.